You are lying awake at night, your mind is racing. What if I lose my job? What if my business fails? What if they reject me? What if I get sick? You have done everything you can. You have worked hard. You have planned carefully. But now it is out of your hands. And that is when the anxiety hits. Most people think the solution is to do more, work harder, plan more, control more. But this only increases the anxiety. Because the more you try to control, the more you realize you cannot. Islam teaches a different way. Not doing less, but trusting more. The Prophet taught his companions about something called Tawakkul, trust in Allah. But not the kind of trust people think. Not sitting at home hoping things work out. Real tawakkul is the most active, most powerful, most courageous thing a person can do. And the moment you understand it, your anxiety disappears. Not because your problems disappear, but because you stop carrying them alone. In this video, we are going to explore what tawakkul really means and how it is the only thing that brings true peace. Most people misunderstand tawakkul completely. They think it means passivity. You sit at home, you do nothing, you pray, you hope Allah will provide. But that is not tawakkul. That is laziness dressed up in religious language. The Prophet taught something very different. He was sitting with a Bedouin one day. The Bedouin had left his camel untied. The Prophet asked, "Why don't you tie your camel?" The Bedouin said, "I trust in Allah, so I don't need to tie it." The Prophet's response was simple but powerful. He said, "Tie your camel first, then trust in Allah." This one sentence changed everything. This is what tawakkul really is. Tawakkul is not passive. It is the most active thing you can do. You tie the camel, you do your part, you work, you plan, you prepare, you take every action within your power. You use every ability Allah gave you. But then, after you have done everything, you let go. You say, "Ya Allah, I have done my part. Now I leave the rest to you." And you mean it. You accept whatever comes with a peaceful heart. This is tawakkul. This is the power. Most people stop halfway. They tie the camel, but then they worry about the camel running away. They check on it constantly. They cannot sleep. They cannot rest. Their mind is still tied to the problem, still trying to control it. But tawakkul is different. You tie the camel, then you sleep peacefully, because you know Allah is watching, Allah is protecting, Allah is in control. The difference is not in the action. Both people tied the camel. The difference is in the heart. Where is your trust placed? In your own effort or in Allah's ability? When your trust is in Allah, you can work without anxiety. You can plan without fear, because you know that Allah is greater than your effort. Allah is more capable than your planning. Your job is to do your best. Allah's job is to decide the outcome. And when you accept that division, peace comes. Not because you have given up, but because you have given over. Here is what anxiety does to you. It makes you think you have not done enough. You worked 8 hours, but that was not enough, so you work more. You studied hard, but maybe you need to study harder, so you study more. You sent your resume, but maybe you need to send it better, so you revise it again and again and again until it is perfect. But perfect never comes, because the problem is not your effort. The problem is that you have not learned tawakkul. The Prophet taught that tawakkul is what comes after you have exhausted your efforts. Not instead of effort, but after effort. The birds in the sky understand this perfectly. Every morning they fly out hungry. They do not pray to Allah, "Please drop food in my nest." They go out, they search, they work, they move, they put in effort, but they do not worry. They do not panic. They do not obsess. They do their part. Then they trust Allah to provide. And you know what? The bird always comes back with food. Always. The Prophet said, Allah provides for the birds the same way He provides for you. The bird does not stay in the nest. The bird does not give up. The bird does not rely on others to feed it. The bird goes out and tries, but the bird also does not carry anxiety. The bird does not lie awake worrying. This is what Allah wants from you. Do what you can, then rest. Not the rest of laziness, but the rest of peace. The rest that comes from knowing you have done your part, and that is enough. Most of your anxiety comes from thinking your effort was not enough. But tawakkul tells you your effort is enough. You did what you could. The outcome is not your responsibility, it is Allah's. Your responsibility was to tie the camel, and you did. Now you can sleep. Now you can rest. Now you can be at peace. This is what tawakkul brings, not more success necessarily, but peace in the middle of uncertainty. And peace is worth more than success without it. Fear is a thief. It steals your peace. It steals your sleep. It steals your joy. Fear whispers, what if this happens? What if that happens? Fear imagines worst case scenarios. Fear paralyzes you. Fear makes you want to control everything. But tawakkul is the antidote to fear. They cannot exist together. The Prophet said, Shaitan approaches a person and says, fear this, fear that. But if that person has tawakkul, Shaitan flees, because Shaitan knows he has lost. Fear needs you to believe that you are alone, that you have to protect yourself, that everything depends on you, that if you do not control it, it will destroy you. But tawakkul teaches you something different. You are not alone. Allah is with you. Allah is watching you. Allah is protecting you. You do not have to control everything.